Hello and welcome to Cupcakes and Crafts. Today we'll be making Baileys treats. In this video I'll be showing you how easy it is to make these truffles. To make these Baileys grown-up truffles you'll need a baking tray lined with parchment paper, 400 grams of milk chocolate broken into pieces, 100 ml of double cream and 100 ml of Baileys. I've also got a fork and a spoon, a melon ball and a small spoon, whichever you've got available. And to decorate for added extra, we've got milk chocolate and white chocolate and these cute little mini gold cupcake cases. You'll also need a food bag and a pair of scissors. The first thing we're going to do is get that big bowl of chocolate melted. You want to put it in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. Give it a good mix through, back in again for another 30 seconds and repeat. Mine took to around 2 full minutes for it to be completely melted and smooth and runny. Then working quickly, it's time to stir that double cream through and then add the Baileys. Keep going until the mixture is well combined and it becomes dark and glossy and nice and rich. And then leave it exactly how it is and pop it straight into the fridge for around an hour to set and harden. Then using your melon baller or your teaspoon, I ended up using both because my mixture were a little bit soft. But it is then time to take a spoonful and place it onto your baking tray lined with parchment paper. And when you've filled your tray, you can then pop them off into the fridge for around half an hour or back into the freezer for 10 minutes. While they're hardening up in the fridge or the freezer, it's time to melt that milk chocolate we've got. I use 200 grams just by simply breaking up a bar of chocolate, popping it into my cup and then into the microwave for 30 seconds. And again, it took me around a minute and a half to get that amount melted. And to neaten off the truffles, I just put them in between both hands, rolled them together to create a smooth ball. By all no means, I do not want these to look flawless at all because I think that's what's good about home baking is how rustic it actually is. But I did want them to be smooth and fit nice and flush in these little mini cupcake cases. Taking one truffle at a time and placing them into that melted chocolate, I'm going to use my fork, cover the entire truffle and then fetch it out, drain off that excess chocolate just by gently tapping at the end of the fork and then place it straight into the gold cupcake cases. And then once I've done that with all my truffles, it's time to pop them back into the fridge for around half an hour. I actually put these in freezer for 15 minutes, so I'm just going to leave them to come to room temperature while I melt this white chocolate. Again, to use microwave the exact same way as I have been melting chocolate all video, 30 seconds at a time, giving it a good stir between. Placing it into a food bag and then snipping off a small amount from the corner and then laying all the truffles out on another piece of baking paper. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards, drizzling them all with the white chocolate. And there you have it, our grown-up Baileys truffles. And in this second video, I'll be showing you how to make this really simple and yummy white chocolate and Baileys fudge. You will need a pan, a baking tin. I've lined mine with cling film, but if you've got baking paper, that will probably work easier in getting the fudge out of the tin. I've also got 300 grams of white chocolate, 350 grams of caster sugar, 50 ml of milk, 30 grams of butter and 150 ml of Baileys, which we'll be separating into 2 parts, along with the spatula. The first thing you want to do is take that sugar, butter and milk and the majority of the Baileys, leaving a tiny amount behind, all into your pan and put it over a low heat. You want to continuously stir it for 5 minutes and making sure you keep that heat low, and this is just to dissolve the sugar. And after the first 5 minutes, you'll gradually notice that the mixture is becoming slightly thicker, so when you scrape your spatula through your pan, you'll see it does leave a little bit of a gap behind it. Keep going, and then this is the point now where you can turn your heat to higher, and then you'll notice these little bubbles. You don't want to let this mixture overboil now, so continuously keep stirring for another 10 minutes on that higher heat. And towards the back end of those 10 minutes, you'll notice your mixtures become nice and frothy, and that is just exactly how it should be. Don't stop mixing until you take this off the heat, and the second you do take it off the heat, you want to add the remaining Baileys and all that white chocolate. And again, keep working the arm, keep stirring. Get all that white chocolate well combined all the way through that hot mixture. You want to work quickly as well, so when it gets to this stage you want to add it straight into your tin, and as soon as all that mixture's out of the pan and into your tray, straight into the fridge for a few hours. After a few hours of it sitting in the fridge, it's ready to come out of the tin or your tray. Using baking paper enables it to come out of your tin easier, and then I just simply cut the edges off to make me have nice neat sides, and then halved it, and then quartered it, and then did the exact same from the bottom. And then after I did this, I actually halved each cube again. And there you have it. Easy, simple and yummy white chocolate and Baileys fudge.